Welcome. This is my experience of working at Tesco stores. I was based in Swansea, one of the major stores in Forest Park. It's a Tesco Extra there, and this was typically during the busiest period for retail, the Christmas period. And I was a festive worker essentially. I worked on the tills and also as an online shopper because every department was extremely busy and required more staff than usual during this particular period, where people tend to buy more food and drink, both for themselves and as gifts, particularly drinks. And my experience there was overall not too bad. You were trained to do what you had to do. The tasks, once you knew how to do them, became quite simple and straightforward because ultimately they were quite repetitive. The process was the same day in, day out. And yeah, I worked at the till, and obviously the till you would have to sometimes promote offers such as club card points, and also you would have to serve customers cashback and whatnot, and being able to utilize the till to take various payment methods, so whether it was cash, whether it was card, whether it was contactless, whether it was through an payment app. And once you mastered that, which would probably take a day, no more than a day or two. You were plain sailing. But unfortunately, when I was working there, particularly after a certain amount of hours sat on a till, I would start to feel a bit bored of being there. So sometimes, I would get a snack from my pockets and just eat it, or munch on it discreetly. And when I was caught by the supervisor, they were not best pleased. They basically said that I shouldn't be doing that even if there was no customers around me. It was part of maintaining that professional image and etiquette. But unfortunately, it was something of a bad habit. I did it once or twice, and after that, I was kind of removed from the tills and told to go to the online shopping. And obviously, being an online shopper, it was a completely different experience because you were constantly mobile. You would always have to walk around the store and just looking for items, searching, selecting, scanning them, putting them in the right totes, and repeat that process uh, over and over. So, searching for the item, checking that it was the right item, right size, right description, and scanning it and then placing it in the right tote. And yeah, making sure that it was fault free. And yeah, that's what you have to do every single product. Yeah, whether it was perishable and non-perishable goods. Obviously, with perishable, you have to be more careful because you also have to check the date, and that particularly vegetables, produce, that they were in good conditions. That they looked fresh as much as they were in date. And that was that really. But ultimately, once the peak period was over, you unless they keep you on because of good performance, most people will be let go. And I was somebody who left before that because I didn't really enjoy the job and it was too far from my house. But I would obviously recommend it to someone new to work in particular, someone who's kind of got a personality that enjoys dealing with people, because in retail inevitably you come across hundreds of people every week, so you have to kind of accept that and just try to be, the fundamental recipe is try to be, polite, well mannered and respectful. And if you have these ingredients, you're able to follow instructions, work at a certain pace if necessary, to accuracy, and having a good eye for detail, then it's definitely a job that you can consider, because ultimately Tesco is one of the largest companies in the UK. And if you are a young person and you are looking for some degree of career stability and potential progression, Tesco is definitely a company that can match and inspire you to progress within the ranks to team leader, manager positions, because it doesn't take a high level of skills to get there. It just takes somebody who is reliable, hardworking, delivers great customer service, and is passionate about the brand. And if you can showcase all of that, then even if you're not the most skilled, the most articulate, the most intellectually gifted person, you can have a successful career at Tesco Plc. And ultimately, given that they dominate the retail space, I think it's a company that's going to stick around for a long time to come.